We're looking at all the opportunities and obviously the waiver wire, so we definitely want to have competition, at the kicking position.
Micah talked about going away and adding weight, bulk, to handle some of the rigors that, the injuries he had last year. Can you talk about how he looks and what he will look like this year? I mean, I know you talked in the past about wanting to continue to be versatile. You talked in, somewhat in the offseason about being more on the defensive line. Where is Micah?
Looks good. As I was walking in here, he's just walked down the hall and they were arguing about his weight with his teammates. So he's in good spirits and constant communication and collaboration with his teammates. So that he's doing well. But yeah, nothing's changed for Micah. I mean, he's a elite defensive player, and we'll continue to create opportunities for him, but also it also creates opportunities for others. So I mean, the outlook has not changed for Micah.
Mike, how important is Gallup to what you guys want to do this year after what he had to endure last year?
I mean, Michael's very important. I think the biggest thing is Michael, and and I know he wants it too. Is he just wants to have a healthy season. He's been through these injuries here, and he looks good. So I mean, this is really the first time I think in my time here he's had a full off-season program. So, but yeah, he's very important.
And what can he bring that he wasn't able to show you guys last year?
Well, I don't know if it's much that he hasn't been able to show. I think it's more Michael, the opportunities, just conversations we've had, particularly even with Brian Schottenheimer, giving him some more opportunities inside, expanding his responsibility in checklist. So, I mean, he's been pretty much an exclusive, an ex receiver here, but, we feel like he can do more. And and that's, we're not really in that mode right now, but those are the kind of things we'll after we get through this install phase, we'll really kind of detail it and add, subtract, and get a thing ready to go in training camp. And then I think you'll then see some of those opportunities.
Christy Scales, Cowboys Radio. Could you talk about how the dynamics can change in a quarterback's room when Kellen and Doug are not here, and with Scott Tolzien taking over, do you see it more as of a transition and a change since he's been around?
I wouldn't say it's a transition. I think it's a continuation. Because the quarterback room obviously is a critical room in your coaching operations, and as far as the design of it, the responsibility, and really it's no different than it was back in the early 90s. The way I view it and the way we define it, job description, job responsibility, and the quarterback coach is a very important component of that. Probably maybe one of the most important components, because the quarterback coach does a heavy lifting, and that's just the way I've always set it up. That's the way I was fortunate to go through it when I was a quarterback coach. All the extra time, on the phone that you spend, communicating with your quarterbacks, but just the little things that, because that and Scott he's built for this. I mean, this is, he was the quarterback as a player that if everybody was averaging 150 minutes a week on his iPad, Scott was at 480. So I mean, so he's just the way he's wired, and and he has a magnetic personality. Brian Schottenheimer has a great personality. So the way that room's structured is really similar to the way I've always done it in my past experience. It's a little different with Kellen and Doug, but I just look at it more of a continuation of what's already been established. But the quarterback position is something that we give a lot of focus to. Brian and myself and Scott are in there pretty much the majority of the time, but Scott Tolzien's doing a tremendous job so far.
Clarence, piggybacking on that, how much more time have you spent with Dak this year than past?
I mean, more than obviously the past. So I, frankly, just with, not enough. I mean, it's never enough. Like I'm here right now, I'm missing a damn quarterback meeting. I got to look at your hat and all this nonsense stuff I have to deal with. But no, but yeah, just absolutely. I mean, it's important. And I'm not really worried about the football part of it. The everyday football, as far as the drills, scheme, and because I'm able to be. It's just more the collaboration of calling the game. Hey, how do you see this play? This is how I see it. This is where I think, we have a thing called PCP, and just really the purpose of the play call purpose,
one.
PCP, and it's one
Give
thing
me a
to learn to
thumb up
play
if
and
you
the
can hear me.
intricacies of play, but I think when they know, you're continuing to anticipate when and where and it's going to be called, I think that's just, stronger communication and connection that the quarterback and the player caller needs to have.
The new guys, how is Brandon and Stephon fit in? You just talked about the impact they've had so far.
Brandon's been great. Who's the second one? Yeah, definitely. Two excellent veteran. I mean, just their veteran experience and their ability speaks for itself. I mean, they've been everything we thought they'd be, but the professionalism's top notch. They both have made impacts in their position rooms. And obviously, being with the offense, being around Brandon, just so happy he's here. So they both have made an impact already.
Thank you.
Is that it?
There you go. Mike McCarthy right here on 105.3 The Fan. Couple of things. First of all, he has a play call purpose is PCP. And I just desperately want to hear an announcer be like, man, the Cowboys are full of PCP today. I just think that would be an objectively amazing broadcasting note. And then when asked about the kicker situation, this is where we're at. Mike McCarthy described it as fluid, and he said the XFL just finished up, the USFL is finishing up.
right.
Like,
It
they
seems as
are
if though they
looking
over with, right? Let me
for
see if I
more competition to get going at kicker,
I didn't
which
get a
is
chance to hear
probably
all of
for
it.
the best. And then also one sad spot on the kicker front, though. I think Mike will be excited. The
All right, appreciate everybody for tuning in. I didn't know that they was going to switch away from the presser. That was a 5-minute interview. Let me see if the Cowboys.com got the interview. Was that over with, or was the interview over with? I had to go grab me some coffee. Y'all let me know or whether or not is the interview actually over with, and they are just chiming in. And I'm going to see if I can find another audio source to see if the interview is still going on. Maybe the DallasCowboys.com, right? They should have it there. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Building the plane while it's in the air. And yeah, it shouldn't be a 5-minute interview. Good grief. It's over with. It was over with. Oh, my goodness. That was a real quick one. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I got the coffee brewing, right? And I got to go get it before it it is completed. So bear with me for a couple seconds here. Did I miss any important pieces, though, before I go? And we're going to talk about some other stuff, but I know it's kind of it is over with. Shout out to you, Jay Versick, man. Appreciate you, man. It appears that I was a little too late, man. God, dog, The suspense got us. Hit the like button break, baby. Yeah. All right. So hopefully, let me check. I just got to double check one more time. Y'all sure that interview is over with? God, dog, that would have to be the world's fastest interview ever in life, You got the job, basically. Yeah. Let me go to Cowboys.com. We love the Cowboys around this time when they withholding all of this good information. They try to be coy with the information. They try to be slick with the information. Y'all know we're going to find a way to dig it up out of there, right? Yeah. It was only 7 minutes. Okay. All right. So he didn't really touch on anything major, huh? All right. So basically, the Dallas Cowboys OTAs is pretty much today, whereas we should see some access of some of the footages and things like that. Give me 1 second, though, and I'm gonna be right back. You guys okay, right? Damn. All right, let me see if I can. I'll be right back. Don't touch that dial, right? They're having problems with their YouTube pages. That's what I believe, Cole. Hold on.
Nowadays, nothing really is. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's I'm just warming up, a way till I old producers saw the numbers one. Different colors in my baggy light. Chalk it up, talk of the town where you're talking up. Wanna get you a ring and you tough enough. Wanna get you new things with your pockets dull. Run it up. I used to be quiet and out of luck. Now I move up and move humble cause the hate and the jealousy. My mama telling me count up your blessings and run it up. Nowadays nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she freeze. Photo, please, no photos. No, jeez, no, please, no photos. I keep giving game away. I put game on layaway. I got paid to play today. I get paid to stay away. I get paid on rainy days. I might make it rain today. I got paid off pain today. Thought it'd take the pain away. In my own lane, finger roll. I would never sell my own.
Mic check.
Heard your whole team.
Mic check. 1, 2, 3. All right. All right, so I'm back. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. The name is Law Nation, and we're going to talk a little bit about all what's. There we go. There we go. And blow that away, and we're going to set it up one way or another. Cowboy Nation, really appreciate you guys so much. Put that behind that. And pretty much I didn't get anything from the interview outside of that. They were talking a little bit about the kicker and where they should go with that. I think that the Cowboys can go out there and grab a kicker. I heard they got a guy that was released from the Denver Broncos. He may be a good situation. I would say go ahead and get Robbie Gould. I think Gould will be the guy for us. Crosby, he's another guy, but he's a hot and cold guy. He only perform well when it's against us, by the way. So I don't really think that the Cowboys will grab him. Other holes on this team, as far as what he was saying, is basically the offensive line. I think he was saying that Terrence Steele may be on the slow to return list or what have you. So that could be a situation and scenario there. Let me have some lookout. So if you guys tune in to 105.3 The Fan, and y'all can let me know whether or not, they kick that presser back open, let me know. And then we would give some audio to that. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Basically, it's the ranking season, right? We talked about this a little bit yesterday about ranks and things like that and where you will put a player. And just last night, I've chopped out a clip of me showing my love and adulations to my guy, CeeDee Lamb. And I got a lot of pushback from some people about that, of me saying that, yeah, I got CeeDee Lamb over Jay Cheddar. And what I want to do here is, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can. Yeah. I'm gonna put it up here again, and I'm gonna re-echo what I just said about that. Let me see. Boom. And as that goes through, shout out to the final word. We talk about these things, and I always love to give you guys my thoughts, raw, real, uncut, and things like that. And I would stand on this, And let me see if I can get this. I can't rewind since it's a short, but hold on. When this video is repeated, we're going to play this audio, and I'm going to give you guys some more context to those things. Normally, what I try to do here, ladies and gentlemen, is, here it is. I got CeeDee Lamb over Jay Cheddar.
Justin Jefferson?
I got him over Justin Jefferson. If you don't want to call him by his nickname. I'm crazy, though. I'm crazy. So CeeDee Lamb is on a track race of being one of the best Cowboys wide receivers ever to play this game. Now, I just hope that the front office don't wee-woo this dude and get goofy with it. They already got semi with the 5th-year option, but they better work out a absolute solid contract, because this dude, you don't hear off the field situation with him. You don't hear that he don't want to practice and these sorts of things. This dude is all about CeeDee Lamb getting better every year. And I can't wait for this season. His numbers, he may be way up there. I know I'm crazy, and I don't care what y'all say. I got CeeDee Lamb over Jay Cheddar. So with that being said, I know it ruffles a lot of people's feathers. When we talk about these type of things, I've seen with my eyes, and I know you guys who follow football, y'all know Jay Cheddar is real good wide receiver. Justin Jefferson, he's a really crafty wide receiver. I'm not taking anything away from him. I'm not. But I've seen with my eyes Darius Slay shut him down. Did you guys seen that? Yeah, did you seen Darius Slay shut down? Put yes or no so I can know who I'm talking to. I've seen, and some people may have not seen all of the games. They may only listen to the 3 or the 4-letter network. But did you see Darius Slay shut down Jay Cheddar or Justin Jefferson, if you want to call him that way? You know, just type in yes. Just type in yes. Did you ever see or seen Darius Slay shut down Lamb? Type in the chat yes or no. You know, I've seen with my eyes Trayvon Diggs shut down Justin Jefferson. Can you, Mr. Drip? Yeah, no, you know, Ryan Mitchell, yes. Now, did you see or see I want the yeses to clear it up all the way. I want to see yes. All right, Michael, did you ever seen on my Facebook, appreciate you, did you ever seen Trayvon Diggs shut down Justin Jefferson? You know, I need to know. I want to know. Have you ever seen that before? Absolutely appreciate you. You know, have y'all ever seen that before? Yeah. Multiple times. Shout out to you, Fresh King. So is Law reaching? They be like Law reaching, man. Y'all, Law be reaching over here. He just love. You know, I had a guy hit me up earlier. He said, "Man, Law, I'm a diehard Cowboy fan. I love Cowboys, but Justin Jefferson ain't better than CeeDee Lamb. No, Justin Jefferson is better than CeeDee Lamb." That's what he said. You know what I'm saying? He hit me up with a long essay on the reason why Justin Jefferson is better than CeeDee Lamb. So it is what it is, you know. Only reaching for the truth. Yes. Yeah, that's what CeeDee Lamb, man, I like him, but he ain't Justin Jefferson. Yeah, he ain't Justin Jefferson, you know. Because if they put Slay on him, he would eat him up. And unfortunately, we don't get a chance and an opportunity to see CeeDee Lamb all day on Trayvon Diggs. I get all of that, right? Also, did you guys seen, or have you seen, or have you had the ability to watch Zaire Alexander? Is Zaire Alexander an average DB, a good DB, an okay DB? But have you seen Zaire Alexander put the clamps on Justin Jefferson? Come on. You know, have you seen Justin Jefferson put busy work on Zaire Alexander? I need to know. I want to know. I got to know. Because the last time I checked, he had 5 targets, 1 reception for 15 yards. Is Zaire Alexander a top DB? He literally put the clamps on Justin Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? Zaire, shout out to you, DT. Thank you for the $5 support, man. Because a lot of people, they don't watch football, man. A lot of people, but from my recollection, that's what I was working on before we went live. I'm going to put the clip together and it's going to be on Twitter. But I got a chance to see my guy, CeeDee Lamb. Did he torch Zaire Alexander? Or they don't count. They don't count. You know, they don't count. You know, Gonzalez says Lamb put Slay in the blender last season. Yeah, shout out to you, man, for your support. Appreciate you, Jay Wade. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for your $5 support. You know, did Zaire Alexander for the last 2 seasons put the clamps on Justin Jefferson. I'm trying to figure it out. Can somebody help me out? You know what I'm saying? Did he put him in prison? You know, but why he couldn't do that to CeeDee Lamb? Can somebody explain to me why he couldn't do it to CeeDee Lamb? But for dog sure, he can do it to Jay Cheddar. So why is this possible? You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just trying to figure out. So I'm guessing that Jay Cheddar, Justin Jefferson, shout out to LSU product. I'm trying to figure this out, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe he is. He is elite. He is the best wide receiver in the National Football League, unless he goes up against Darius Slay, Trayvon Diggs, and Zaire Alexander. You know, I'm just trying to figure this out, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm out of my cotton picking mind when I say that this dude right here, I got CeeDee Lamb over Jay Cheddar. I'm out of my mind, you know.
Justin Jefferson?
I got him over Justin Jefferson. I must be out of my mind. If you don't want to call him by his nickname. I'm crazy, though. I'm crazy. So CeeDee Lamb is on a track race of being one of the best Cowboys wide receivers ever to play this game. Now, I just hope that the front office don't wee-woo this dude and get goofy with it. They already got semi with the 5th-year option, but they better work out a absolute solid contract, because this dude, you don't hear off the field situations with him. You don't hear that he don't want to practice and these sorts of things. This dude is all about CeeDee Lamb getting better every year. And I can't wait for this season. His numbers, he may be way up there. I know I'm crazy, and I don't care what y'all say. I got CeeDee Lamb over Jay Cheddar. I must be crazy, huh? Oh, I must be out of my mind. Come on, man, you know. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together the film. And we're going to put it out there, right? But watch. There's still people like, hey, man, hey, you know. But it is what it is. And the comfortability of this all, you know, and one shoe don't fit it all, right? I get it. I'm not taking away from what he's doing. But they have a known thing of doing it against us. If we were to put any helmet on CeeDee Lamb outside of the star on the side of his helmet, you all will see the praises that he will be able to receive. But it's something about when you have that star on the side of your helmet and you play for the Dallas Cowboys, that they will sully, they will take away, they will not give you those praises. The same thing, whereas in 2 games, it could be in 3 games we played against the Vikings, Trayvon Diggs holding and securing Justin Jefferson, and not a word is being said about how good Trayvon Diggs is against him. None of the 4-letter networks, none of the 3-letter networks, and they leave it to us to defend Trayvon Diggs every time. But if those 3 games that we played against the Minnesota Vikings, if the role was reversed, if Justin Jefferson would have had at least 80 yards, 2 touchdowns, or 80 yards, or 100 yards, 120 yards in a tub here and there, they will be talking about this until the cows come home. They would. I mean, you would have had Skip, you would have had Shay Sharp, you know, you would have had Tupac and Biggie talking about it. But because I missed the front end of this interview, let's see if we can get all 7 minutes of this interview together. And let me know if you guys can hear this.
As best we can here, but, you know, we still have the ramp up too, you know, for the first 4 days of
We're going to switch
training
over to
camp,
this,
so
and then we'll open
that'll
up the
be
phone
part of
lines.
their initiation back. So, but all the rehab guys have been here full time, and they're all doing well.
Anyone else who won't be doing things over the next couple of weeks that
I'm trying to. We had an injury report on Monday, but no, everybody's working in some capacity. Yeah.
Mike Jessica Morris, DallasCowboys.com. How do you feel about where the kicker situation stands right
Well, good. I think it's, I would definitely say it's fluid, and so, we'll continue to work that. I mean, just, it's stating the obvious. You got the XFL that finished up, the USFL, so we're looking at all the opportunities and obviously the waiver wire. So we definitely want to have competition, at the kicking position.
Micah talked about going away and adding weight, bulk, to handle some of the rigors that, the injuries he had last year. Can you talk about how he looks and what he will look like this year? I mean, I know you talked in the past about wanting to continue to be versatile. You talked in, somewhat in the offseason about being more on the defensive line. Where is Micah?
Looks good. As I was walking in here, he's
Send
just
it
walked down the
audio
hall and they were arguing about his weight with his teammates. So he's in
Is
good
that better
spirits
audio?
and, constant communication and collaboration with his teammates. So that he's doing well. But yeah, nothing's changed for Micah. I mean, it's he's a elite defensive player, and we'll continue to create opportunities for him, but also it also creates opportunities for others. So I mean, the outlook has not changed for Micah.
Mike, how important is Gallup to what you guys want to do this year after what he had to endure last year?
I mean, Michael's very important. I think the biggest thing is Michael, and and I know he wants it too. Is he just wants to have a healthy season. He's been through these injuries here, and he looks good. So I mean, this is really the first time I think in my time here he's had a full off-season program. So
Let me jump in on this right quick before I forget the thought of what I was going to say. Far as the special teams play, I don't want this to slip my mind. And we go on about 2-3 hours not talking about this. Far as special team play, right, we talked about this a little bit on the last night show. Here's my thoughts. The NFL is trying to do anything and everything they can to save face. And as far as the kickoff returns, and I think this also new ruling counts for punt returns or what have you. I could be off on that, but primarily kickoff returns. Whereas you can fair catch it and you'll be at the 25 every time. Give me that. There's no time for you to try to figure out if you can. Is it for punt returns too? Y'all help me out. If it's for punt returns, bruh, fair catch that thing every time you're at the 25. But for sure, kickoff returns, I know for sure the new ruling is you'll be at the 25 if the ball is inside this 20 when you kick it off. It should be no point of you trying to run out and be hero guy, right? We've seen how we try to climb back and get back into the goodness and graces of games when Cavante Turpin either fumbled the ball or, just kicks. Appreciate you, JT. We've seen whereas when someone try to take it out of the end zone and they bust one real big for us and get upfield, and then all of a sudden there's laundry out there on the field. Just fair catch that thing. You at the 25, regardless of the situation, and then you say, hey, drive the rest of the field. You need to just figure out ways in that fashion. I think that the NFL, they are just trying to hold on to special teams as long as possible, but they want to get rid of it. Just adhere to the rules. BD Gray, appreciate you said, so he said just kickoffs. Just kickoff. So I would say this, if you are a quote-unquote special team player and you try to make this team, it just became a little bit harder due to the rulings of the fair catch rule. All right, so let's listen to more of what he have to say. And on top of that, I do love the aspect of this team keeping their eyes open for that kicker for right now. And he mentioned XFL. Can y'all give me some intel on who's the best XFL or USFL kicker so we can look him up too? We need to leave no stone unturned. Let's go.
But yeah, he's very important.
What can he bring that he wasn't able to show you guys last year?
Well, I don't know if it's much that he hasn't been able to show. I think it's more Michael, the opportunities, just conversations we've had, particularly even with Brian Schottenheimer, giving him some more opportunities inside, expanding his responsibility in checklist. So, I mean, he's been pretty much an exclusive, an ex-receiver here, but, we feel like he can do more. And so And that's, we're not really in that mode right now, but those are the kind of things we'll after we get through this install phase, we'll really kind of detail it and add, subtract, and get a thing ready to go in training camp. And then I think you'll then see some of those opportunities.
Christy Scales, Cowboys Radio. Could you talk about how the dynamics can change in a quarterback's room when Kellen and Doug are not here, and with Scott Tolzien taking over, do you see it more as of a transition and a change since he's been around?
I wouldn't say it's a transition. I think it's a continuation. Because the quarterback room obviously is a critical room in your coaching operations, and as far as the design of it, the responsibility, and really it's no different than it was back in the early 90s. The way I view it and the way we define it, job description, job responsibility, and the quarterback coach is a very important component of that. Probably maybe one of the most important components, because the quarterback coach does the heavy lifting, and that's just the way I've always set it up. That's the way I was fortunate to go through it when I was a quarterback coach. So all the extra time, on the phone that you spend, communicating with your quarterbacks, but just the little things that, because that and Scott he's built for this. I mean, this is, he was the quarterback as a player that if everybody was averaging 150 minutes a week on his iPad, Scott was at 480. So he's just the way he's wired, and and he has a magnetic personality. Brian Schottenheimer has a great personality. So the way that room's structured is really similar to the way I've always done it in my past experience. It's a little different with Kellen and Doug, but I just look at it more of a continuation of what's already been established. But the quarterback position is something that we give a lot of focus to. Brian and myself and Scotty are in there pretty much the majority of the time, but Scott Tolzien's doing a tremendous job so far.
Well, one of the things that we talked about when Mike McCarthy got here, he's supposed to be the quarterback whisperer, right? We went all the way back, combed through his resume, and said these are the things that he did in 49ers land. These are the things that he did in Saints. These are the things he did in his first few seasons with the Green Bay Packers. But then we also seen Mike McCarthy's script of those duties, right? Because they had pre-existing roles here as far as their thought tracks with the quarterback room. Law, do you have any truth to that? Yeah. You still had Kellen Moore in the house, which brought in some of the old ways, the old philosophy, which was reinforced via Doug Nussmeier. Who remember Doug Nussmeier? Those two boys were from the previous regime. And one thing that you don't want to do is mix in old with the new. Now, granted, the philosophy aspect, everybody can sit back and say, well, Law, weren't we really cooking with good stuff in 2020 before the injury of Dak Prescott, far as from an offensive standpoint? And you can't really necessarily say that, too, because in 2021, I didn't hear much of or a lot of complaints from the offensive room. But here's two things could be true type of thing. Number one, just because you are putting up numbers and putting up yards doesn't mean that it's sustainable. Doesn't mean that this is something that can outlast the opposition. Because number two, the same way you are tricking and getting these numbers, it's the same way the other opposing teams are trying to figure out ways to take away what you do best. And once they figure that out, how can you make the adjustments? How can you withstand the counter situation? So I would prefer someone who can show their work when they're doing the math numbers, right? Versus, have you ever seen someone that can take tests pretty well, do a real good job, but then they say, hey, show me your work. Show me in the event that now the pressure is on. How are you making the opposing teams play left-handed? And that was the gray area with the Dallas Cowboys and their offense. We were not doing it with a plan or strategy. We were not making teams play left-handed when they were right-handed. There were not systems and schemes put into place when a team decided to say, you know what, we're going to take away everything that's over the top and force you now to play underneath and see whether or not you're going to run out of that situation versus try to throw into it. A lot of people will hear what I'm saying and take it with only a grain of salt and say, you know what, that's just the Cowboys, you know. But I would tell you guys, there's always strategy when it comes to this, and I'll elaborate a little bit more. But let's listen to the pieces of this right here.
Clarence.
Piggybacking on that, how much more time have you spent with Dak this year than past?
I mean, more than obviously the past. So I, frankly, just with, not enough. I mean, it's never enough. Just, like I'm here right now, I'm missing a damn quarterback meeting. I look at your hat and all this nonsense stuff that I have to deal with. But no, but yeah, just absolutely. I mean, it's important. And I'm not really worried about the football part of it. The everyday football as far as the drills, scheme, and because. I'm able to be. It's just more the collaboration of, calling the game. Hey, how do you see this play? This is how I see it. This is where I think. We have a thing called PCP, and just really the purpose of the play call purpose, PCP, and it's one thing to learn to play and the intricacies of play, but I think when they know, you're continuing to anticipate when and where and it's going to be called. I think that's just stronger communication and connection that the quarterback and the player caller needs to have.
The new guys, how is Brandon and Stephon fit in? We just talked about them.
It's what it's like
Brandon's been great. Who's the second one? Yeah, definitely. Two excellent veteran. I mean, just their veteran experience and their ability speaks for itself. I mean, they've been everything we thought they'd be, but the professionalism's top notch. They both have made impacts.
You can pin me in arm wrestling. I guess this.
And obviously, being with the offense, being around Brandon, just so happy he's here. So they both have made an impact already.
Thank you.
Is that it?
That's it. Okay, so that was officially it. Appreciate them so much. All right, let me see if I can get this going. Far as from an analogy aspect, I appreciate all of you guys so much for tuning in. Let me see. Boom. All right, so when you have a strategy, when you have a scheme put into place, and you have your understanding of how you know how to utilize your leverage, you know how to utilize your skill set, it doesn't matter how big the opposition is. And I was looking for one, but I couldn't find it. It's somewhere combed through this, and it's about, it's about this guy. He's 165 to 168 pounds, and he does this arm wrestling technique, right? He got technique. He got the ability of knowledge and leverage, and this is what he's able to do at 168 versus someone who's 210 pounds. He's
$100 bill. You ready, man?
He's able to utilize his
Lock up.
ability.
All right. You guys good?
All right, we're gonna ease into this, right?
Ease into it.
All right, I'm gonna top roll you, dude.
All right. Ready, go.
Oh, God.
That's that.
Wow. Make sure you're looking at your hand. Careful.
Look it up. Look it up.
Watch your hand. Watch your hand.
Yo.
Yes. Dude, you're fucking strong.
Yo.
Top roll is good. Put more pressure.
Me, man.
More pressure on my fingers.
It's freaking draining me.
Let's see if I can go a little.
Yeah, go ahead. Good. Jesus, man. All right, that's over. Yeah.
You can pin me in arm wrestling.
So it's not about, see, so many people think that you got to have X, Y, and Z. You got to be 320 pounds. And this same guy, I need to find a clip. He even beat a 400-pound guy. You know what I'm saying? And he's at 168. Yeah, that audio was crazy. Y'all couldn't hear it. You know, bro, that was painful to watch. Yeah, he did kind of sound like, is that porn you watching, Law? You know, soft porn? But you guys get what I'm saying. This dude right here, even at 168 pounds, he knows leverage. He have a strategy. He's an expert at what he do. He got the ability to make sure that he get the right angle, and he knows how to move things out of the way. And he was able to beat that guy who was north of his weight. So what I'm telling you guys, if you don't have strategy, if you don't have the scheme, and if you don't have the ability to understand what you are great at or good at, then you would never be able to win. On top of that, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know the ability of what you have inside, then when people try to paint you into a box, my goodness, you would jump right into it and say, hey, this is where I'm at, man. I'm painted into a corner, or I'm placed inside a box, and this is all I will ever be. But in actuality, there's greatness inside of you, right? There are things that you can do to overcome all of that. Shout out to my guy, Emmitt Smith, right? I mean, he was always considered too small. He was always considered too slow, not strong enough. But he pretty much was able to get all the way through that. Yeah, they didn't catch that, Paul. Right, they didn't catch it, man. But it is what it is. A lot of people, it's going to go over their head, right? A lot of people, it's not going to hit them until they're in their 50s. Maybe into their 60s or 70s, and they said, dog, that dude Law Nation was putting all type of gems out there for me to collect, and I should have been using them. But it's the truth. It's the truth. Now, the other thing would be a lot of people, they like to hold the things against the Cowboys as if they were all under Mike McCarthy's administration. We are still holding what happened with Jason Garrett, what happened with Dave Campo, and a little bit what happened with Wade Phillips, right? Against us, you know. And, yeah, Thomas Garrett says Emmitt did have vision, though. You know, yes, indeed, you know. So, hopefully, man, in a few months, we should be able to see this offense excel. On that press conference, the other thing that he brought up was Michael Gallup. Now, there are some pictures and things like that of him being back out there at OTAs. He'll be a guy that we can all take and sit back and just look back and say, okay, this dude should be excelling. He should be better than what he was last year. What if I told you that last year around this time, he wasn't out there on the field? You see where I'm going with it? What if I told you all that last year around this time, he wasn't even considered to be able to be on the field? Now he's there. Oh, there's another situation and scenario. Now Jonathan Hankins is there. He wasn't on this team around this time last year. Let me go a little bit further. Damone Clark, he wasn't here on this team around this time, being able to be in practice. Glenn says West Coast offense concept should allow us to dictate more on the offense. We have been dictated by good defenses in the playoffs. This must change. Yes. Any cloud covered defensive zone plays or what have you, they gave us all type of warts there. Dropping 6 in coverage, it gave us all type of warts there. It was just crazy on how we didn't have a counter, right, and how we didn't set up things. We were top 10 in rushing last year, and we're not able to make the differences. And those, my friends, are difficult situations for us, not being able to dictate, not being able to get things going in the proper way. Also, I talked about this yesterday with Jonathan the Cowboys unit. Jonathan Hankins being able, let me clear it up. Jonathan Hankins being able to be out there on the field and showcasing his talents and showcasing what he could bring to the table for us. Let me make it even bigger over here. Y'all bear with me. So, Cowboy Nation, we are in a good – oh, man, it's not here? Okay, hold on. We're going to get there. Hold on, bam. Can't stop a tank with no key. Here we go. Y'all bear with me. Here we go. It's a whole lot bigger now. Boom. So, with Jonathan Hankins being able to now be with this team at OTAs, flying out there to Oxnard. I don't even think he ever been out to Oxnard. By him being able to be on this team, and now we can see, okay, Parsons know how to gauge and read off of this big old boy down inside. Even LVE, Leighton Vander Esch, for those who don't know, he will be able to keep his pad levels clean and everything, and he will be able to rally, chase, and hit. Overshown, he will grow and develop. Harper, Jabril. Y'all see where we going with this now, baby. Yes, indeed. Big Hank moving like a Mack truck. Yes, indeed, Swade. He's moving. And shoot, somebody said, hey, you know the funniest thing, and I posted this on my Twitter. I had a few Eagle fans and some pessimistic Cowboy fans. Hey, man, he's moving slow. That's at 330 to 350. That 350 coming at you like that, shoot, that ain't slow. You gonna try to get out the way. You know? That 350 pound coming at you downhill, shoot. You gonna have to say, hey, man, how can I stop the bleeding? That joker, he's moving in slow motion. Yeah, won't you stay right there? Won't you lean forward and stay right there? And watch what it sounds when it hits you. You know what I'm saying? Hey. Damn. Yes, indeed. So I wish people say, hey, man, he's slow. Just put one person on him. All right, cool. Hey, you put one person on that big boy, shoot. It's going to end up being trouble. Yeah. And what's all this? Okay, then rewind. Here we go. Rewind. Put it on loop. Yeah, here we go. Loop it. Yes, indeed. Here we go. Boom. Here we go. Yes, indeed. So what we would like to do at this point, yeah, Riggs, I get too old for this, Riggs. You know, me and Splat, you know. That big boy is slow. Yeah, you thought he was slow. And then, all right, let's do this, y'all. I want to know your thoughts, man. I want to know your concerns. Shout out to all of y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. I told y'all I'd give y'all more time to call in today. I might have no video tomorrow because tomorrow Little Mermaid come out, you know. And I got a house full of ladies. We supposed to go watch Little Mermaid and have a good time tomorrow. So that's why we get it out of the mud now.
There's one other participant in the
so call on in.
Please announce yourself.
And shout out to the Little Mermaid.
Muted.
So 657-390-7391 is the hot live for your mind. Let me get this hot fire up off of it until somebody brings some fire. Shout out to Inside the Huddle. Let me tell y'all this too about Inside the Huddle. We got some unbelievable things that we're going to bring and present to you all for the season. And we waiting on a certain deal to come through before I'll speak my wisdom teeth on that. So let me get over to my guy from the 214, Darius. You live, fam. Talk to me, man. What's on your heart?
Law, do you remember who won the Super Bowl in 2020 and 2021?
2020 and 2021, it was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers who won the Super Bowl in 2020. And then it was the LA or whatever Rams of that edition in 2021.
No, I think it was the Buccaneers the Buccaneers won in 2011 and the Chiefs.
Oh, you talking about 2021 or 2011?
So the year 2020, the Chiefs won it, and then in 2021, the Buccaneers won it, but the Chiefs went back to back. I'll add context to that later. The other question I wanted to ask you was when do you go out to Oxnard?
They haven't released the schedule yet. We'll find out from that time frame. Damn, so let me see. I thought for sure you right on that number, 2020, because now you got me messed up now.
Yeah, check it out. Check it out. Fact check me, big dog.
No. Well, provide the context, because the reason why I said that is because in 2021, the reason why I said that because I thought that the Cowboys were handed the Super Bowl champs week 1, and they wanted to just take us out of our misery. I could be off those years, though. But go ahead.
I know what you're talking about because we did it twice. We played them back to back in the season openers. I know which one you're talking about.
So he said Bucks won it in 2020, and 2021 the Rams won it, right? So back to back we had to play because 2020 I believe we had the Bucks game 1, right? Day 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had old Brady, and then 2021 we had Brady again, but that was coming off of the heels. But go ahead with your point, though. Go ahead with your point, man. You got me all messed up, man. I'm messed up all around, man.
And I think the people in the chat might be messed up too because I know that the Chiefs went back to back. But I'll add more context to that later. What I wanted to tell you was that 95% of the things that you say, I agree with it. But I don't call in and I don't talk to you about that 95% because you know how the call will go. Right. All right, no doubt.
Right. Oh, I see what you said. Yeah. We don't want to be agreeing all day. Yeah.
Great call. Next caller. That's how that call will go.
Yeah.
So I don't call you on the 95. I call you on the 5% that I disagree with you on. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Law. I'm going to let you know I love you, Law. So when I say what I'm about to say, we might argue, but
you just prefacing your statement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look. Yeah. You don't have to put the lipstick all over it. You know what I mean? Okay. Me and my brother, we talk for hours. Don't you know how long me and my brother we would be talking? And I can't stand. I got a brother, man, for real. He's a diehard Eagles fan. And I got another brother that's a diehard, twin maker is a 49er fan. So, and my mom is a New Orleans Saints fan. So we have these conversations all the time. So go with it.
And I'm loving it. That's how I do it with my brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm loving it. So the 5% that I have a problem with some of the things that you say is when you talk about the 3-letter and the 3-letter, the 4-letter, the 5-letter, the 28-letter networks, and like how everybody is against the Cowboys. Like I disagree with that part. I'm not gonna get too far into it, but what I'm gonna say about that is we have allies in those networks. My favorite network is the NFL network. They kind of split it down the middle, but we have allies and we have enemies, and then we got the people in the middle. It just kind of split it down the middle. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I don't think it's Cowboys versus everybody. With all the networks. The other thing is
well. Before you go to that point, the biggest voices on all of those platforms are Cowboys haters, right or wrong?
They are the loudest.
They are the loudest. Stephen A. Smith. He literally runs ESPN. There's no one that brings in more revenue ratings than Stephen A. Smith, so he get a chance to spit his rhetoric about the Cowboys, and it sheds a lot of negative light, and there's no one that can really go toe-to-toe to counter it. The one time that they did had somebody that can go toe-to-toe with him was Max Kellerman, who pretty much was very brilliant in his assessment, but unfortunately he was a little bit off because he was a Giants fan, or he is a Giants fan. So it was hard for him to speak any light to that. And then when we flip over to the Fox side of things, they have Shay Sharp, who got an unbelievable following. He doing some unbelievable work on his independent channels too. And then you have Skip Bayless. So by us leaning on Skip Bayless to being the voice of the reasonings there, it's kind of like, it's Skip Bayless. You know what I'm saying? He only roll with us when we win. And even when we win, and he's like, when he say a valid point, you don't even want to give him credits and credos and credence and stuff like that because you be like, that's Skip Bayless, man. So we really don't have anybody. Marcus Spears, he probably be he's one. Who else? Can y'all help me out?
Ryan Clark. We got a lot of allies.
Now Ryan Clark, even he's a little in that he's a wee woo guy. You know what I'm saying? Because the Steelers, the Washington team are the two teams he played for. So sometimes he would give us that little wee woo sauce. You know what I'm saying? But we don't really have too many, man.
Because I know I have limited time on.
No, good.
I didn't want to go too deep in it. I'm just telling you, like. I'm gonna speak on a lot about one point, but I was just giving you like the overall, like the 5% that I disagree with you on. So like that we can go in on that, but I'm not gonna go in on that. The other one is which is 3 points. The other one is sometimes I feel like you sip the Kool-Aid a little bit too hard, and to like where I feel like it skews your objectivity at times. So like for example, and I'm not gonna go super detailed into this, but I'm gonna just give you an example. Like with the CeeDee Lamb versus Justin Jefferson thing, like how you are, like I feel like come on, Lord, now you know if CeeDee Lamb had Justin Jefferson stats, like you know how you would be with that, like come on, you know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like it's a little Kool-Aid on that.
All right, but hold on, because we got all the time, man. This is Law Nation show, right? We ain't up against no sponsors. So let me tell you this: we ain't up against any. Hey, man, cut the commercial break. So, all right, did Justin Jefferson ever had to play with his backup quarterback? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, all right. So, did Justin Jefferson in a game was roll out there with his only him and not Adam Thielen? Yes or no?
Did he have Adam Thielen?
Was it always Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen?
Was it always Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen?
Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen. Majority of Justin Jefferson games, did he primarily had a guy that used to be a number one on the opposite side of him playing next to him his entire career? Put it like this. Have you ever seen a series where Justin Jefferson and Noah Brown type of wide receiver on their side, right?
I see. Yeah.
You see where I'm going with it now, right?
I don't. And see what I like. You know, I'm gonna let you go on that.
No, all right. And now that I'm saying this, you know, Justin Jefferson, I'm not taking away from him. I'm not taking it away from him. But we talk about big games and big moments and things like that. And every time the Cowboys play, every game is a big game, big moment, right? But unfortunately for Justin Jefferson, who's been in the league for how many years now? 3 years, going into his 4th year. Okay, but what are his playoff games, right? What were his big games, big moments for the playoffs? And excuse me, what did he do on primetime video and primetime TV? Justin Jefferson versus Darius Slay. Y'all share the same name, but Justin Jefferson was pinned up, racked up, couldn't even get out of jail. And then when I look back at those games, I'm also looking at it and contextualizing the big games and the big moments between the Dallas Cowboys versus the Minnesota Vikings. And I can't find Justin Jefferson. I can't even look at his stats of seeing anything north of 70 yards or such. But nobody talk about that. And then when I looked up the games of Justin Jefferson versus Zaire Alexander, he put the clamps on him for the last 2 seasons and even did the gritty on him. You know what I'm saying? Had 5 targets for 1 reception for 15 yards. But if that was CeeDee Lamb, everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, climbing up out of the grave, Tupac and Biggie would have been saying, oh man, he's putting the clamps on him, Zaire Alexander. But see, we don't get that. We don't get that. We just get, oh man, Justin Jefferson. And granted, he broke all of Randy Moss records. He is great over there for what he do, and they are doing a great job with him, and he is premier, one of the best wide receivers. But I don't see the same conversational heat when he don't perform up to the levels, you know, where he's supposed to be at.
I'm gonna let you have that because I'm finna dig real deep into this last point. So I'm gonna let you have that one. But what I'm gonna say is, with all of that you said, Justin Jefferson still has the stats. Even with everything you just said, Justin Jefferson still got the stats.
True.
Come on, don't do that, La.
I'm not.
You know
I'm not
saying?
finna. I'm not. I'm not. Like I said, I'm not taking that away. But I'm supposed to be able to put it like this: is that, my friend, some objectivity from Law Nation? Because there's no objectivity from the opposite end. Nobody is calling out from the 4-ladder to 3-ladder network is saying those things on the opposite end, right?
Yeah, I mean, but we as people, we have to have the objective. Like, we got to hold ourselves to that standard of objective. Me personally, at least I do.
No.
At least I do.
See what they do in Cowboys land, they whisper all success. You know, hey, Trayvon Diggs shut down Justin Jefferson. Oh, Trayvon Diggs got burned by Cooper Kupp. Oh my goodness, you know what I'm saying? That's what they do to us. You know what I'm saying? You know,
I'm gonna let you have it. My last thing that I called in about. The last thing that we disagree about vehemently is Mike McCarthy. Now, this is what every time I bring this up, the main two things that people always say, he's won the Super Bowl. He won the Super Bowl in 2011. That was 11 years ago. And he didn't win it with us. Why we sit here acting like he won it for us? No, like, I don't want to hear that about that old dust-the-ass Super Bowl championship ring.
Yeah.
Cut it out. The second thing I tell you, people always talk about the regular season records. I don't care about the regular season records. We brought him in for a championship. We have not made it to an NFC championship or a Super Bowl. So therefore, the reason why we brought him in, he's not serving his purpose. So the second thing, the main things I want to tell you, let's count the ways, because I heard what you said, and it sounds like that you feel like that I'm judging Mike McCarthy unfairly, and then I'm putting 27 years of failure on him. No, when we get a new head coach, that time starts over. So Mike McCarthy has started with a clean slate. With
right.
me, I'm starting on his timeline. So let's count the ways that Mike McCarthy is trash. Indictment number 1. In that 2020-2021 season, in the C-19, same people had the same amount of circumstances. Somebody won the Super Bowl that year. So we can't just throw out, the 2021 season, the 2020 season, it was the C-19, so we give him a mulligan. No, we don't. He had the historically worst defense in those years. Somebody went to the playoffs, somebody won the Super Bowl with those same set of circumstances. Mike McCarthy, you get no pass for that. Indictment number 1. Indictment number 2, you don't coach the offense, you don't coach the defense. So if you don't do those things, you better be a clock management specialist, and you better be Leonidas from 300. Sir, you are neither. You're neither. Indictment number 2, they fired his whole staff. His whole staff is gone. Guess what? He's next to go. We had the historically worst defense under his tutelage with his whole staff. Indictment number 3, he led the league in 2021 with penalties, with 127. I'm not just making this stuff up. I'm giving you facts. He led the league with penalties with 127 penalties. Indictment number 4, Chargers versus Cowboys. He couldn't see the clock. He couldn't see the clock to make a timeout or to throw a challenge flag. Come on, fam. Come on.
But did we win?
5.
Did we win against the Chargers?
We won, but we won in spite of him.
Wait a minute. Okay, but keep going. Keep going.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna touch right back on that point. Indictment number 5, Packers versus Cowboys in OT. Third and fourth, like in overtime. 3rd and 4th, 4th and 4. He let Kellen Moore call pass plays. He let Kellen Moore call the pass plays. At the end of the day, you could tell him, no, we're not calling the freaking pass, Kellen Moore. We're calling a run on both of these. And you even said it yourself. That's the game you went all the way off. Yep. Indictment number 6, Jaguars versus Cowboys, 4th quarter, 3rd and 7. He let Kellen Moore call a Hail Mary. Come on, fam, what we doing? Indictment number 8.
Well, is that more of an indictment on the offensive coordinator than the head coach when he said, hey, if you're going to install the play, you got to call the plays, meaning that, hey, that there was some type of disagreeancy with that? On top of that, when we start looking at these coaching staff and we put them on this grading system, with your philosophy and your principle and your understanding of this game, then you would have placed Jimmy Johnson on that same very much so hot seat, right? Because in the first 3 years, Jimmy Johnson, you would have been saying in 89, hey, man, what was going on? And then in 90 and 91, it was pretty much the same type of curve that we are going through now, right? Technically, Mike McCarthy only been here for 3 years. So what have we did in 89, 90, and 91 to give us a good hopes that we will eventually win 3 Super Bowls or eventually 3 Super Bowls? What will give you that insight?
The thing with Jimmy Johnson is that you could tell he has you could tell that he leaves breadcrumbs that he's a great coach. All the breadcrumbs that I gave you in Mike McCarthy's tenure, it shows you that he's a trash coach. With Jimmy Johnson,
if he's a trash coach, then what we had before him, what was that considered? What was Jason Garrett considered?
And that's the thing that I'm saying. We're so used to super trash that we will accept trash, regular trash, and that's what we compare it. Look at what we comparing it to. That's nothing to compare.
You're ultimately comparing a 12-5 back-to-back seasons, 12-5, right? Back-to-back season, even just last season, 4 out of the 5 guys on your offensive line were hurt. You also had to insert your backup quarterback, and he won 4 out of the 1 games that you put him in. That is remarkable, man. I don't know if there's anybody else who would have been able to withstand all of that. Normally, when your quarterback goes down, your team don't be or not able to withstand all of that. But I feel you what you're saying, dog, man. This 2023 season is a situation whereas we are such a privileged fan base that we will look at a coach and say, hey, man, even though you had back-to-back 12-5 years, we're going to put you on the hot seat. So we will find out, man. But I'm going to tell you, the last real head coach we had for this team and the organization and franchise was Bill Parcells. Look at the length of time we had in between that. It was Bill Parcells and Jimmy Johnson were the last 2 tangible coaches that you can look back and say they made a difference maker. If this season finish out the way I'm thinking, I'm going to have to say Mike McCarthy belongs in that category of a real coach that the Jones family done figured out and hired over here. That's all I can say from there. But I don't think that we can look back at this thing and say that Jason Garrett put us in favorable situations from a coaching aspect, nor Dave Kempo and the other guy that was here. I just can't look back at that.
Remember, we got a bet because I'm still not done tearing into Mike McCarthy's ass. I still got more indictments on him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still not finished. But what I wanted to tell you was, remember, Law, we have a bet, and the bet is that he won't make it to the NFC Championship. And I said if he does, I'll give you $100 to your favorite restaurant. You said you said $150, and then I said if he don't make it, I'll get a free hoodie. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, no doubt. Well, you might well go and give me that 150 right now, man. Appreciate you, dog. Thank you for calling in. No doubt, man. That's Darius for the 214, man. I can tell y'all, man, I get it. Being on thinking like Darius, I have no reason to tell you guys to think otherwise, right? But based off the small information that we have in these last 3 years, I can literally say the last 3 years been better than the last 15 years we done had over here in Cowboys land. Matter of fact, there's data that support my argument that what we've seen in the last 3 years, that the Cowboys, don't y'all know we haven't won a playoff game on the road in 30 years. That goes beyond the 27 years. Don't y'all know that? We literally, on the road, in the last 30 years, haven't won a playoff game. And this dude, Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn, was able to do that. But what happened here is that once we won that playoff game, they picked up that goalpost and they moved it back again, just like my guy Darius. We didn't supposed to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers according to the historical data. Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my goodness. I got my guy, JT. You're live from the 260.
Hey, what's good with Law Nation?
Not much, man. Talk to me, bro.
So I got an interesting question, though, Law. Like, do you think our personnel leans more toward a 4-3-3-4 hybrid or just one of the two?
It's more, in my opinion, it's more of that hybrid look because we play so much big nickel, and by us playing such a big nickel, they leave us with two linebackers, traditional size linebackers on the field. So what they're looking at now is to rectify it by creating more pressure from the interior by moving Mozzie as 3-tech, and then of course we would still have my guy big Jonathan Hankins inside to play in that 1. So yeah, I think it's more of a hybrid.
Okay, so here's my question. So I think, all right, so this is gonna sound weird, but like, I do believe that Mozzie and Jonathan Hankins are kind of similar because they're both that like big like physical run stopper, but we could have sort of a odd defense. And I don't mean odd in the sense of like it won't work, but I mean odd in the sense of like having two gigantic defensive tackles, or nose tackles I should say, that are inside. But I think why it could work is because Mozzie has, for a guy that big, the man has very good feet, Law. Like he has the ability to make a quick move and just gobble up ball carriers, Law.
Yeah, and he do. Good feet. When you think about what Mozzie is going to bring to the table, he's going to bring that strength, right? And we hope that the guys from the inside can bring awareness to that and say, okay, well, it's going to require two, the center to shade to either the right guard or the left guard to help. And this should free up some of the edge rushers because now you have one-on-ones to the outside, or you have delay blitzes that you can squeeze back in through the B gap. So hopefully, man, our B gap sacks and the C gap sacks will be increased for this 2023 season based off of what you just said.
Right. So one of the other things, and this is something that I'm kind of confused at, but because from what I'm hearing conflicting kind of stuff because, and I'm sure you've heard this, but Micah Parsons reportedly is trying to gain weight to play that right end spot. But I'm also hearing some people say that Micah could still play linebacker. So is he just going to be like a hybrid, like DE/outside linebacker, like a jack sort of player, or is he going to be just one of them?
I think that he's going to be just that hybrid guy. I don't think that the Quinn's defense is trying to showcase his hands and saying, okay, Parsons is going to play here right in, right? I think that there will be some games whereas they will have some still. I think they still going to do twist stunts. I truly believe that they still going to do that. But I'm looking at Parsons. He may line up at Mike. He may line up on the outside. He may have that role where he shoots straight through. They might. Put it like this, they might put Parsons at 0 in one game. You know what I'm saying? It's just that I'm looking at Dan Quinn, looking at this defense and saying we just got to get to the quarterback. And by all means, I don't want people to know where Parsons will lined up at. And that's why he's going to roll this defense out.
Right. You know what's funny? When I'm looking at Micah Parsons, my mind always takes, and I've said this like 5-6 times already, but my mind just keeps taking me to Aldon Smith. Like I just keep thinking of that type of player. Now all I know was bigger a little bit, like he was a little taller, but I just keep thinking about that guy that basically he really feels like a linebacker, to be honest. Like if I had to pick a position, because obviously they're gonna just move him around. True. But I just feel like he's sort of like that unique sort of player that's like a prototypical rush linebacker, but he can rush off the edge too. Like he feels like one of those players that just, he doesn't really have like a position. Like I'll give you an example. Like in college, but yeah, in college there are guys like, you know, the ACH guys in college, right? Where they basically just come in as an athlete and the coach will decide in certain type of defenses, hey, you fit well here. Like that's basically what Micah is. He's that ACH college type player that basically just gets to decide, like, okay, you're going to play here or you can play here. Like he's that type of guy. He's a very unique player, Law.
I would give you that. I think that he's bendy, he's flexible. I don't put him in that mode of a Aldon, but I can see where you're going with it, far as what Aldon was able to do before he got into trouble. He was given the Niners or whatever he started off with, all of those sacks, San Francisco.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at more of a Von Miller-esque, or more. I know I may be crazy, more athletic Von Miller, So it could be, man, that we got us a specialized weapon, and now all we need to do is just continue to build pieces around Parsons, and we did that this season, this offseason. So I can't wait to see him, man, being able to present us with all of that good tape this year.
Right. One more question that I have, but this is actually kind of a funny one. So
talk to me, man.
So look, and obviously, look, we've learned over the years to like never trust the media. Like that's one thing I think every fan base should kind of try and figure out. But like, what is it with this just constant, like almost like nonstop, just like hate of Dak Prescott? Like I don't get it. Like I feel like when the media talks about Dak, they treat him like he's like one of these like below average quarterbacks. Like it's always like, Dak hasn't done this, he hasn't done that. Like even last year there was all this talk about it, like is Cooper Rush a better quarterback? Like where's all the disrespect coming from, Law? Like why does it seem like Dak more than like there are quarterbacks who have accomplished less than Dak Prescott and they get praised way more? Like that literally makes no sense.
I mean, it's eyeballs, it's eyeballs, it's attention, and anytime you have a chart and people are up against numbers, right? And they're gonna put out Dak is Blake Bortles, right? Dak Prescott is Kirk Cousins. Dak Prescott is everybody but Dak Prescott, right? And the thing is, name me another quarterback that's like Dak Prescott is 27-7, something like that in the NFC East. But people look at him and say, hey, man, that's nothing. He's terrible. He's horrid. No one would get the resume of what Dak Prescott is by being horrible. But, people need to sell views and clicks, and they're going to use the Cowboys. And when Dak Prescott is long gone from the Cowboys, it'll be someone else's turn to get beat up in the media. And we'll be trying to sit back and defend that person. That's just how it goes, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't understand it because it's like, I mean, look, and I'm not trying to call out guys or nothing like that, but
True.
like, I'll give you an example. Look at a guy like Justin Herbert.
Right.
Like, and that game that I watched, like with Justin Herbert, I don't even know what happened. It's just like they literally had a 27-point lead, and it was going like 10 minutes. Like, it's just one of those games where you're like, hold up. Justin Herbert, even still, if you look at some of these lists, like, some people even have Justin Herbert as a top 3 quarterback. Like, there are literally some lists that have like a top 3.
True.
And I just don't understand. I don't get it. Like, the man literally just blew a 27-point lead, and he gets pretty close to no blame. Like, if anything, the Chargers get most of the blame of the team, which I don't understand. Like,
right. And it goes hand to hand. Like Burrows, we all love Burrows, right? And shout out to him for getting the comeback player of the year, right, with an ACL thing, which is a whole lot different between bone piercing through the body, right, and not being able to utilize your leg at all, and then you had to go through recovery, etc. And then we can all say that, hey, the dude went to the Super Bowl to lose, right? And that's not me taking a shot at him. But when we start looking at how things are being, like, compared or what have you, that forever is going to be painted as this dude is a legend, right? Stargazer sent me a video of the way the Bengals won their playoff game. It took a fumble, right? It took a fumble from Tyler Huntley. He's a fumble away from beating Joe Burrows, right? But not a single soul would mention that. on the 4-ladder, the 3-ladder network. They would not mention that. Why? Because it don't give credence and validation to that. This is the play, if you guys could look down at my screen right there. That's how the Bengals won their playoff game. A fumble by Tyler Huntley. But nobody, mama, uncle, cousin is going to bring that up. They're not going to talk about it. They're only going to say, hey, you know, the Bengals are who they are. And credit goes to Burrows. And I'm not taking away from Burrows. I think he's a wonderful guy. But it would never be painted as such. And that's just unfortunately.
Yeah, well, and also the funny thing about that whole Burrow thing, like, and again, like I said, I'm not trying to hate on Burrow. Like, that's not my goal. But like,
right. I
don't think people understand just how much help this dude has. Or maybe some people do understand it.
Yeah.
But he literally has 3 dudes that could potentially be number ones on other teams. Like,
true.
Players need help. Like that's my thing. Like we have to look at it a more nuanced way than just giving all the credit to the quarterback. And again, obviously the quarterback is the quarterback, but I mean, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like these guys are playing tennis one-on-one. Like, quarterbacks don't beat other quarterbacks. Teams beat teams.
Yeah. Man, it's a good call from you, bro. Damn good call from you, man.
Hey, Law Nation, stand up.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, man. That's my guy, JT. But you guys get it. And this guy, he says Joe Burrow needed a 98-yard touchdown from Sam Herbert to beat Tyler Huntley in the wild card round. People casually forget this, but some guys don't have the luxury of having, a mediocre day and winning a playoff game. And the same was said also was the year they went to the Super Bowl, the Tennessee Titans game versus the Bengals. I'm not taking that away from Burrows, by the way. I'm not taking that away from him, but the dude, Ryan Tannehill, threw 4 interceptions. Not 1, not 2, but 4 interceptions in that game. So those are things that people will gloss over, and they would say, look at the quarterback, look at the quarterback, look at the quarterback, look at the quarterback. He's elite. Hey, look at the kicker. The kicker. That kicker went on a good spree. What's that kicker name? And I'm going to say this again. I'm prefacing my statement with this. But that kicker, what was his name? What was that kicker name for the Bengals? I mean, he had a golden foot over there for them. Yeah, McPherson, So, granted, we get the negative end of it. And this is not me downing those guys to inflate our guys. It's not. Yes, we got to get our own ways of getting things, the ball bounced the right and proper way, right? And we can all say, hey, man, with a little bit more polish, we would have been able to win games too. Literally. But what we tend to do on our end is all of the shift, all of the blame goes to one. And everybody else on their independent team, it goes to everyone. It goes to one on our team when we don't make it, when we don't win it all. That's just how it is, unfortunately, for us. All right, I got my guy, MJ, from the 206. You're live.
What up, Law?
Nothing to it, Chief. Talk to me, man.
Well, I'm going to let you know. Football is a team sport.
True.
Now, you could lose. When the end of the season, it's going to only be one champion.
True.
They only get the brag. Kansas City gets the brag this year.
Yes, indeed.
So it doesn't matter. We make it to the Super Bowl and we lose. We lose. You can't be saying, oh, well, we made it to the Super Bowl and Dak Prescott and McCarthy. No, we lost.
Sure right. Ain't nobody feeling, look, nobody in Cowboys land is feeling sorry for the Buffalo Bills Thurman Thomas for getting where his helmet is at. We ain't feeling sorry for that, right?
Yeah. They lost 4 Super Bowls.
Yeah, they lost 4,
4. So ain't no hard feeling to all the fans out here.
No way.
And McCarthy, we got to get a man credit. You can talk all the smack y'all been since 10 years, but you can say the same thing for Sean Payton. What he done?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So all the fans talking about you giving all the numbers about McCarthy, but you got to get all the numbers to Sean Payton, too.
Yeah.
And whoever.
True.
Some of you people don't even get the chance to make it to the playoffs.
True.
So if we going to complain about the man going 12-5 and 12-5, man, come on. At least you get a chance. The key to football, we could be 9-8 guys, and we win a Super Bowl. Like them sorry Giants. We were 12-4. The Giants were 9-7. We had a chance to beat them. Big Mouth 84 dropped the pass across the middle. Tony Romo missed, duck, runs, throws a pass across the middle. Clayton drops the ball. Would have went 60 yards. We gave up a touchdown in 65 seconds in that same game. We had the momentum, whooping the Giants' buck. They drove 65 yards in our home before halftime.
65.
And got the game down to 3. That was the momentum change. That's why they beat us. Momentum. So we had a chance, Cowboy fans. We had home field. Green Bay. We had 31 that played with he played with Miami now. That's why they didn't want to sign him. Mm-hmm. If he'd have stayed with that tight end, just ran with his tight end, what is he looking down the field at Rodgers? Rodgers about to get sacked. Rodgers run out of the backfield, goes right, and throws the ball 40 yards to win the game on a field goal.
Yeah.
Because this fool just stay with the tight end.
Yeah.
It's all luck. Everything got to go your way. Offense, defense. You know what I'm saying, Law? So this football game is all about luck. Now, what the Cowboys trying to do now, like the last 2 years against San Francisco, you got to remember, we dominated San Francisco until they finally got us back in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they got us back in the playoffs. Man, I think we were on a since the 2014 year, we were on a 3-game, maybe 4-game winning spree against the 49ers. We were on that, and how we beat them. And I get so many people who don't pay attention to football that much and don't watch the football. They would say, well, the 49ers defense was horrid. They was blah, blah, blah team. They always had good defense. A la Robert, what's that guy named Salah, who's now the Jets coach? He was the coach there, one time when we beat them, because they set up, they play a certain style and a brand and caliber of defense, whereas you got to run. Like week 2, you don't want to get into a throwing match with the Jets. You want to run it. You still want to run it on the Jets. You want to run to open up the pass, because if you try to go into the Jets against Salah's defense, you going to end up picking off and all of these crazy things. You run against that. They're going to play they're going to drop 5. They're going to drop 6 DBs. They're going to force it. Quentin Williams, he's going to get upfield. I think they got McDonald now. He's going to get upfield.
Yep.
Yeah. So people fail to realize how the football game is played is won down in the trenches. And it's not like the last 2 visits that we played against the Niners that they blew us out. They didn't blow us out. Football is a game of inches, but it's also taking control and being responsible with the ball too, and not giving the opposition chances. And Dak Prescott, he can't throw interceptions in those games to get momentum over to that type of team. They lean on momentum. They build off of momentum.
They lean on momentum because last year, the game 6-6.
Yo.
My boy, number 1, make them fumble the ball. Kate with Kevin Joseph.
Kelvin, yeah.
Tackle on the special team, get that fumble. 6-6, we in their territory. 2nd and 2. Only thing we have to do, a common sense play. Run the ball. Probably got a first down, keep running. And then probably would have ended up either with a 7-point lead at halftime or a 3-point lead. All momentum now is pressure on that quarterback.
True.
But no, we want to be video king Raheem, 2nd and 2. When I saw the formation, I said, these stupid fools are going to throw a pass. And lo and behold, interception.
True. Yeah.
And that's the momentum. You can't do that in nobody home. You gave them life again because you could see them on the sideline. You could tell they like, man, the 49ers was scared. They're like, oh, man, they kicking our butt. They was getting their butt whooped on all phases of the game.
Yep.
And that one play turned the whole game around. And that's how you lose games. And so this year, what the Cowboys going to do, Cowboys went back to their tradition. They finna the running scheme. And it ain't going to be running just to run like dumb Kellen Moore did. They're going to have schemes, going to the outside, throwing screens, throwing bombs. You know, everything's going to be right. And you can tell every receiver, if y'all look into that video last night of the guys when they interviewed the receiver, I told you guys, every receiver for the Cowboys is so happy. It's like they on a vacation. Them guys jumping for joy. Send me like, man, I'm so happy.
No doubt.
Oh, to do run. And then your boy Jalen Tolbert last night. He told y'all that stupid run concept, that pass concept. They knew what we was doing. I gotta think. Man, that's how Dak got them interceptions.
There's too much. There's too much on a young wide receiver, even a 2-year or a second year or a third year. I meant to say, or a fourth-year guy. No, there's too much to be thinking, man. Just look, make it simple but yet complex. Yeah.
But now, and Collier showed a video, a shot of my offense. Russell Wilson was wide with that sorry offensive line. The guy threw for 41 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. And he ran the ball a lot because that play action, the receiver was wide open.
No doubt, man. In closing, in landing your plane, talk to me, man, because we got some other callers we got to get into.
And landing my plane, I'm going to bet Darius, I'm in L.A. too. I'm going to bet you. With this down, I'm going to bet you $100, Darius. If what did he say? We got to win it. Did he say the championship game, Law?
NFC. He want to go to the NFC championship game. Yeah.
Darius, I'm putting a bet on you right now. I'm putting $100.
Okay.
If I lose, I'm gonna give you $100, and Law gonna put me and you on the phone, and I'm gonna zell you the money or cash up you the money.
No doubt,
you got a bet.
Appreciate you, man,
lose,
MJ.
You pay me $100.
He cut him 100. All right, we will see how we can. You know, y'all got a bet. So let's see next time he call in. We'll see if he agreed to it. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, bro. Salute. Appreciate it, man. All right, man. All right, let's go. All right, so let's get. I got these guys. I got Mike, then I got Spock, and then I got Flying Above the Rest. Let's go, Mike. You're live from the 484. You're live.
What up, Law? I just want to touch on a few of your callers. First guy, Darius. You said something that I totally 100% agree with. Thinking back, being so hindsight is definitely 2020. The numbers might suggest that Justin Jefferson is the best receiver in the game statistically, but athletically, from what I've seen, there hasn't been a cornerback to actually shut CD Lamb down yet. I mean, the least amount of yards he had was like 66, 55, and that was the first Eagles game when we had Cooper Rush in. I mean, you know, they didn't really have a rapport. That rapport was between him and Noah Brown. So that was about the only game that I saw that was where he didn't really get shut down, but he was, I want to say, held in check. Okay. Second thing, your second caller, he's 100% right, man. Like, you got quarterbacks in the league who accomplish less but are on a higher pedestal than what my quarterback is. No one's gotten as close. None of these guys that they claim are better than Dak have gotten as close as Dak. Now, granted, he doesn't have the playoff success, but what he does have is the actual numbers. Now, I discussed this with you before. Since 2016, there's only been one quarterback with better numbers statistically than Dak Prescott. Only one. And he's retired now. You know what I'm saying? In fact, Dak retired him by putting up numbers on him in the playoffs. So, I mean, let's talk about it, you know? Now, there was a conversation about Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons, and he's going to be, linebacker, DE. It's going to be the same as last year, 80-20. But understand, on the other side, you're going to see a lot more Sam Williams. And I expect the same thing as a Micah Parsons for Isaiah Land, but in reverse. 80 linebacker, 20 DE. Because, again, he's wiry. He's not as big. But he brings somewhat of the similar type of play style if you watch him. Like, the kid's got moves on moves on moves, and he can get to the quarterback, So I expect to see something more like that. We'll wait till preseason to see if it comes to fruition. But that's all I really had, Law.
No doubt, bro.
And yes, and yes, CeeDee Lamb is literally probably number 2 wide receiver in the National Football League, next to A.J. Brown, maybe. But yeah, that's where I got it. But yeah, man, I want you to stay safe. You be good, man.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, Mike. That's from Mike from the 484. I would say this, and I gave my order before. My top 3 wide receivers, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, and I got CeeDee Lamb right there with those boys. And I get it. A lot of people going to say, well, Law, you out your god doggone mind. I feel you. I understand what you guys are saying. But even within the same conversations, in their top 5, Devontae Adams got CeeDee Lamb there, and Tyreek Hill, he got CeeDee Lamb there as well. I like Jamar Chase. I do. Believe it or not, I like A.J. Brown. I like what he brings to the table, that big physical wide receiver that helped out tremendously for the Eagles, him going over there. Shout out to him for what he brings to the table. But I'm not finna sit here and say that Justin Jefferson is trash or anything like that. We all know Justin Jefferson, Jay Cheddar. I like his game. I like what he can do on the field there. But I got my guy CeeDee Lamb all the way up there, and I promise you guys, at this season, if the Cowboys end up having a healthy Dak Prescott and a healthy CeeDee Lamb, they're going to put up some crazy numbers. It's just that these two boys haven't had a full, complete season by themselves yet, So I can't wait. And I know we can go back and look at 2021, but some of that was split up between my guy CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. Keep this in mind, too. That was CeeDee Lamb's second season. And for his second season, he did still put up some good numbers. So I can't wait, man. Hopefully this will be the year where we can see these boys shine and shine brightly. I got my guy from the 562, Spock. Can you save me?
Yo, what's up, Law?
Nothing to it, man. Good
Still
morning.
on my side.
Yeah, good morning to you.
All right, there's this kind of idea going around the whole Cowboys nation that we're going to score less points, and it's because of the West Coast offense, allegedly, because, Mike McCarthy said, I don't care how many points we score, I just want to win, right? So now everyone's like, oh, we're not going to be a 30-point team or whatever, and people are saying, 20 points, as long as we win. But I'm not buying into that. For one, just because of the talent is still there. The talent, Lamb, we're talking about Lamb right now.
Right.
He's still going to burn people. He's still going to break tackles. He's still going to do what he does. And going into this season, the wide receiver room is already better. It's already more talented, more healthy. The tight end, the 4 tight end room, it's already more athletic. The only real question mark is maybe the O-line, but I trust them to fix that and figure that out. So I'm not really buying into this, we're going to score less, it's going to be 20-point games, and, we're going to have to be slugfest. The defense is going to get you turnovers. They're going to give you short fields. They score. The defense scores on punts and on punt blocks and fumble returns and, interception returns. The points are still going to be there. The talent is still there. So this idea of we're going to score less points, I'm not really buying into that. The other reason I'm not buying into it is because something you also said about Kellen Moore versus Dan Quinn. Something I also called you about, too, about him being in camp. When you guys are in camp, you see Dan Quinn out there correcting mistakes, right?
Yeah.
As they're right there in Oxnard, right?
True.
Grabbing them while they're on the field, saying you're out of place, you took the wrong angle, whatever. Stop in the damn play. You stop it right there and you correct it.
Mm-hmm.
And you said Kellen Moore, which is what I noticed from your videos, all y'all, Bob, whoever went out there, he's not stopping them and correcting anything. So when you watch that Mike Martz video about the Dak's interceptions, as the video goes on, it's about, 20 minutes, he slowly gets more irritated with the receivers as the video goes on and the route concept.
Yeah.
Because they start rounding up the routes. They're not coming back on comeback routes. They're like kind of, taking their time doing all this stuff. And he says that Mike McCarthy, because it's going to be his offense, that he's going to, sit them down and actually fix that.
Right.
And you never saw Kellen Moore be like, hey, hold on, stop. You're rounding up this route. Stop. You never saw that. So these guys are just out there basically winning these games, scoring these points on just their talent, in my opinion, on offense.
I've seen out there not once. We watching. We trying to pick up anything and everything we can see. I haven't seen on the spot coaching. I haven't seen that from Kellen Moore, and I'm not saying that his way of flow of coaching is wrong. It could be the right way to do it, not to chastise his guys out in public. But for dog sure, we just didn't see that dog mentality from him. I've literally seen my guy Dan Quinn go all the way out there in the middle of the field, yank the guy by his jersey and say, you sit over here for these next few reps and watch how this guy does it, right? And I was like, yeah, that's coaching right there. But, those are two different types of mentalities and ways of coaching, and we haven't seen that here in Cowboys land. And I'm not saying that Schottenheimer is going to be a guy that's going to also be that guy too. But I do like the idea that Schottenheimer, he will be in the press box, right? And he will be able to see things a little bit better by him being in the press box, Mike McCarthy being on the field level. And I think that combination of both of those boys being on the same page and cut from the same cloth, basically, is going to give us a more improvement. And to your argument, we are better talent-wise than what we were last year. So that should translate or transpose into better numbers on the offensive side.
Yeah, and it's not even about chastising your players. It's literally, Dan, all the players on defense, they have Dan's respect. They know when he goes out there and grabs them and tells them what to do. He's not chastising them. He's literally teaching them.
Yeah, teaching.
So
yeah.
It's not even chastising. It's literally putting them in the best position to win each rep. So with Kellen, you did not see that. So for the last, and I feel this way about the offense in particular, at least for all the Romo years and the Dak years, that they're just out there winning on talent. Dez, between all the great O-line, Zeke, Dez, Witten in his prime, Romo in his prime, they were just winning off of just being really good at their positions.
Yeah.
And now I feel like Mike McCarthy, like you talked about earlier with Bill Parcells, he's the first real coach we've had.
True.
And now the Joneses are finally kind of backing off. And it took Mike McCarthy, who that Darius didn't like. He hates Mike McCarthy for some reason, whatever reason. He slow played this whole thing. He's not dumb.
Yeah.
He didn't go out there and just say, Kellen Moore sucks, let me take over. He had to show that, okay, your way is kind of good, but it doesn't win in the end. And that's fine.
And Spock, to your truth on that, man, if Mike McCarthy didn't turn this over last year, people failed to realize he was on the hot seat last year. They was talking about getting rid of Mike McCarthy last season. So he was built to say, hey, in order for this to happen, I'm going to show the Jones family that their golden boy, he ain't really golden boy. You know what I'm saying? Or boy wonder. And I'm going to let them see it. Sometimes you got to let people see their pitfalls or their shortcomings. Appreciate you for calling in, though.
All right, man. You have a good day, bro.
No doubt, man. That's my guy, Spock. Can you save me? All right, all right, let's do this.
The conference has been locked.
I got Flying Above the Rest, Klebo from D.C., and then I got my guy, D.T. You're live, Flying Above the Rest from the 469. Speak your mind.
Yes, sir. Cowboy Nation. Let them hang, baby.
Let 'em
Stand the
hang.
fuck up, y'all. It's
Yeah,
our
yeah.
off season. Let's go. Those of us who are true football fans, we love this time of year. Because we
Yeah.
talking football, baby. And that's why I talking football. So with that being said, Long, I'm going to get right into it. So, your boy Darius, first caller. I respect his angle, but I need him to add context to the truth he's trying to spit to us. So let's put McCarthy and Kellen Moore into better context. He wants to know why Matt McCarthy didn't go in and tell Kellen Moore X, Y, Z, let's stop doing this, let's start doing that. Let's remember, why was Kellen Moore stuck around? Why was he kept here when Matt McCarthy came in? The Jones family.
The Joneses,
Law,
yeah.
Exactly. Law, let's say you're a supervisor, right? And you got your guys doing X, Y, Z work, right? And your boss says, hey, listen, this guy over here, he's going to do this. I understand you like to run your stuff this way, but this guy is good at that, and I like him doing that, so he's going to do that thing. You can see 1,000 more ways he can be more efficient and more productive. But you can't implement that the way you would want to. Why? Because your boss has already told you, hey, leave that one alone.
Leave that one alone right there.
That's the position Mike McCarthy was in. So, at that point, what is he forced to do? But take his step back a little bit and allow Kellen Moore to make his own bed and lay in it. And that's what he did.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's put that into proper
Sometimes in life, man, and people, it probably won't hit them until like 10, 15 years from now. Sometimes you got to dim your light so that you won't outshine someone else's light. And
especially,
no, go ahead.
And what I'm saying, especially about McCarthy case, he's not saying he knew. I know I'm the better offensive coordinator for this team. I know I'll be better at calling plays X, Y, and Z, but I got to show these guys. Because clearly my words are, so let me show them, okay, y'all want the golden boy, Kellen Moore? You can have the golden boy. And we saw how far the golden boy got us. Great potential. But like you say, Law, the new room is nice, but that old room can get those corners.
Yeah.
Especially got one of them good old school rooms with the old hay on the bottom. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So that and the next thing I want to get on, so I'm done with my McCarthy thing. I just say let's put it in better context. My McCarthy, a lot of things he wanted to do but could not do because of the situation that he put himself in. So let's just be more respectful of that part. Now let's get on this whole CDM Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson got the numbers he does because he's the product of his system. He's the product of his environment. His environment is set up for him to work the way he works. Like you say, he's always had Adam Thielen. Used to be 1A, now 1B, 1A and a half.
Right.
He's always had that. He ain't never had that on a consistent basis. I mean, hell, there were times when we would see Amari Cooper on the sideline hurt, rolling out a hamstring, and they'd have to run out there real quick to make a couple plays. Like, he the Lamb's still out there.
What people fail to realize, and I forgot what team Adam Thielen went to. I think he went to the Panthers. But in the last 3 years, he had double-digit touchdowns. People look at Adam Thielen like he's been washed for these last 3 years. I'm quite sure somebody in the chat would say, give me those double-digit touchdowns on the opposite side, and then you still got Justin Jefferson to deal with. Yeah.
When the Vikings let him go, I was like, hey, what he just did with Justin Jefferson, let him bring that over to Cowboys land. I wanted every bit because I figured he would be a good possession receiver. But
that's a whole nother story. Yeah. I do like the angle we went to. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes,
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. But that's what I said with that. But we gonna keep it real. Justin Jefferson is nice.
He's nice.
He definitely got the higher upside, and that's not a knock. That's why we play sports. You play to see who's better than who. Everybody want to be tied and want to be equal. So that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I played football, and I went down to Texas Southern, and I played corner and safety down there. And that's what it was all about to me. It was all about I always had to go on the field. I always wanted to go on to the receiver that talked the most shit, because you talk a lot of shit. So let me go and humble you real quick. Because I believe when you humble a person, you bring the best out of them. When you humble a person, you realize, oh, I'm not as good as I thought I was. Let me go back and grind harder. That's what I'm about, Law. Now, moving on from there with CD and Justin Jefferson, I can't wait to see Big Mozzie and Hankins on the field together. Man, them two big boys in the middle,
And for me, what I would like, I want Sam Williams to be our starting DN next year. I want it to be Tank and Sam Williams to be our 2 starting DN. Sam got so much untapped potential that he's just waiting. He is waiting to unleash it, man. And I can't wait to see it. He did good for us last year in the little bit that he got to get out there. With more reps, more opportunity, more experience, he's on the go to improve. I think Sam will be our perfect right DN. So I want Micah to be that hybrid. Like Dan Cooley said, I don't want teams knowing where Micah's going to line up every step.
Right.
I want it to be where Joe week 2, when we play the Jets, I want Aaron Rodgers to go out there and see Micah on the right side. He make a check, he look back up, Micah standing in the middle. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see Micah stuck on one side. I don't. And I feel like with the good pressure we're going to be able to get on the inside, it's just going to allow so much opportunity. And I believe, and nobody said this, I believe it's going to help Tank out a lot. Because what is Tank known for now at this stage of his career? He can set the edge and be good at stopping the run. That's what Tank is now.
Set the edge, stop the run.
Exactly. That's what he is now. No shade.
Beeline to the quarterback. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, set to the edge, man.
But yes, sir. But now with having Hankins in there with Mozzie, got to help eat up some of their run blocking responsibilities. Now Tank can probably, reverse the clock at least half a year a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to call it. Tank will have at least 11 this year. Book it.
Man,
Book it.
that's good.
At least 11 sacks.
Hey, that's good praises right there from you, fam. Appreciate you for calling in, fam. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
That's a good call from him, man. That's flying above the rest. Man, sometimes you gotta do those things, y'all. We talked about sacrifices before, right here on this channel, right? And sacrifice is a necessary evil, right? But I would tell you guys that first and foremost, this defense is about to be really good, bro. Normally, it takes about 3 years for the philosophy of the defensive coordinator to sink in. But this is 3rd year. We've seen some growth in the 2nd year with Dan Quinn. Shh. It's about to get crazy good for us. All right. I think I got the 904. You're live. DT, you're live.
Hey, man, it's good to hear from you. It's good to hear from you. It's been a rough year, but God is good.
All the time.
Man, just about 3 months ago, my granddaughter ran away from home. She was gone a week, but I would not wish that on my worst enemy. Thank God we brought her home. She got back okay.
Yeah.
She found out it wasn't what she thought it was.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we were thankful she got back. And before I say something with football, my prayers go out to the Tina Turner family.
Yeah.
What that woman went through. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Now, what you said about CeeDee Lamb was the absolute truth. Because he works out like Jerry Rice, and he don't get in trouble. And and the more you work out, you don't get hurt all the time. You don't get hurt. Maybe later on when he got older, but I mean Jerry Rice, he was burning everybody every year.
Yeah.
And CeeDee Lamb just gonna get better. And don't underestimate that offensive coordinator, because he got his daddy in him. So his daddy brought him up. You know who that was?
Oh yeah, Schottenheimer.
You know who that was?
Marty Ball.
Marty Schottenheimer.
Yeah.
He took the San Diego Chargers 14-2, and they fired him because he didn't put up with their mess.
Yeah.
When we got him, man, you think we got some people that hate the Cowboys? Oh my God, they're gonna be sick. They're gonna be sick. That defense gonna be nasty.
Yeah.
The offense. Whew, I can't wait for the season to start, man.
I know it's like waiting,
man,
for the season to get off. We're seeing all of the trailers. We're seeing all of the hype. It's kind of like waiting for it to get all the way going. You know? Mm-hmm.
I think Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones they got embarrassed, and Michael McCarthy said, "You can't put this on me because when I came here, you let it be known that Kevin Moore was my offensive coordinator, and he didn't know shit."
Hell yeah. You know, like I said, sometimes you got to dim your light. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that, you know, what else can shine. And then when they're shining, you can see where, hey, this person ain't it. And sometimes, put it like this, DT. Sometimes you can know the truth.
Yep.
And still seek answers for it, right? Still see whether or not that person is willing to say, yeah, I effed up. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not qualified for it. Hey, do you want me to add some context to it? You want me to add some truth to it, the truth?
Yeah.
You know, there was a certain part in the good book in Genesis. And when Adam and Eve, they bit of the fruit, right? And they realized they became knowledgeable. They became understanding. They knew that they were naked, right? And then all of a sudden they said, man, go take this bushel. Let's cover up. Let's cover up.
Yeah.
And the grand creator, the person that created them, said, what's going on there? He already knew the answer. Hey, what's going on there? Hey, man, why you got all that on you? Basically. And they said, well, we were naked. We were ashamed of ourselves. And then he said, who told you you were naked? You say, he already knew the answer. So when we start talking about the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones and John Stephen Jones, they think that they know something, right? Who told you that Boy Wonder was the guy, right? That was basically Mike McCarthy. And I'm not saying that Mike McCarthy is God, by the way. But what I'm saying is sometimes you got to allow the people that put someone in that spot to be in control, to allow them to say, all right, put it out there. If you saying that this dude can do it all, well, I'm going to allow him to install it. I'm going to allow him to be all wise. I'm going to allow him to be all knowledgeable in his own way. I'm going to allow him to do all of the things that he said that he can do, and watch. And then when it's time for you to come back to lean back on me, you install it. You call it. What I just said, it probably won't hit somebody to 20 years from now. But go ahead.
Oh, yeah. And like they talk about the 85 Bears and the steel curtain, man, this defense is going to
yeah.
And the defense is not going to be on the field long, so they ain't going to get tired. Dak will. The running backs will. Oh, they're going to look like the coyote trying to catch the damn road runner when the game is over.
Sometimes the hardest thing.
3 weeks ago, Stephen A. Smith was crying when the Knicks lost. I don't know if you saw that YouTube. He was crying. Booing.
Yeah.
He going to do it again this year.
Yeah.
He going to do it again this year.
Yes, indeed.
And all our players is hungry. Ain't nobody getting out there getting in no trouble so far. Thank God.
Yeah.
They want to win. And they working hard.
Yeah.
And Dak got embarrassed last year. He going, just let me live this.
Oh, man, you got it, man. Shoot, you got it, man.
Gonna be ugly. This is Cowboy people. Don't y'all say nothing negative. I don't care.
Yeah.
You put all your power.
Yeah. Yes, indeed, DT, man. I appreciate you for calling in, and I thank you for sharing that storyline with your granddaughter and everything, and prayers out to her, right?
And the people if they have young kids, man, I don't care how mad they make you, you better pray.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to get them back home. Not your anger. And when you get them back home, don't cuss them out.
Yeah.
You thank God first, and then you talk to them.
You talk to them. I mean, sometimes, man, you know, old folks say this, man, ain't nothing like ball sense, man. Sometimes you just got to pay the price, and then you learn and you realize, man, mom was telling me the truth. I didn't want to accept it at that time. But man, Pops was right, man. Dog, I didn't want to accept it at this time. But man, these boys, they were right. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, them lights be on upstairs. The water, look, the water was. They left the water dripping all last night. I walked up them stairs. I said, God, dog. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna go. The Saturday night she tried to call me. I didn't know the number who it was, and I couldn't get through. It wouldn't let me get through. So then Sunday she finally got in touch with my son. So when I did talk to her, I said, "Did you try to call me Saturday?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Well, thank God you're back home." I said, "Well, I don't know where you was at. How'd you get to where she was at? A damn Uber driver. I wish I knew who that was."
Right.
But I said you counted on somebody you thought you can trust.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You could have been on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
Or either worse than that, dead.
Yeah.
Or wake up that morning and a crazy grown ass man laying next to you.
Yeah.
And ain't a damn thing you could do about it.
Nothing you can do about it.
But
Man.
that's behind us. We're just gonna keep thanking God and do the right thing.
Yes, indeed, DT.
And all right.
No doubt, man.
Yeah, have a good day,
Appreciate you
man.
for calling in. Thank you for your support. Yes, indeed, man. Shoot. DT was on it, man. We all been down that road before, man. You know, and parents out there, just make it comfortable for them to come back. I mean, you can always correct it down the line, but sometimes, you know, in a situation, this mental health month, I was watching a viral video of a kid just upset at his mom, and he was crashing, tearing up the place. And the title said he just wanted to go outside, but he was in a real dark spot. And I was sitting there like, man, oh man, when we were young, you know, we probably had the same type of mindset to be angry and upset at the parents because they trying to tell you the right thing. But shoot, for one thing, I can tell you, my mom, shoot, she didn't allow you to talk back. You know, that's one thing, you know, that's one thing she didn't allow. So that conversation, and I'm watching this man go through his tirade, right? I said, man, that's a little long, too long going back and forth. Because my mom was old school. You said something, even if you thought you were going to say something back, slap, you know? But I get it. This new age world, shoot, some of these kids, they think they know everything. We see it all the time, even in the football. I'm going to flip it back to the football. Like Eagles fans, I'm sitting in here, they're over here, they think they know everything. We would try to literally give them a compliment, and they would take it as hate. They would take it as if we don't know what we're talking about. When we would literally say, hey, you know, it's easy. Yeah, it appears to be easy. And you talking about us being 27 years without lifting up that Lombardi trophy. But hey, 2017, that's 6 years ago. You know what I'm saying? You see how time moves. Time don't wait for no one. Right? Hey, 2017, you know, it's been a minute now. Yeah, y'all won in the Super 2017. But remember, they was talking about, hey, they finna go back to back. Hey, their back to back thoughts are a whole lot different now, huh? You know, and now they're looking at it like, hey, you know, at least they went to the Super Bowl and lost. You know, that's a horrible flex. Nobody, look, there's not a Cowboy fan. There's not a Cowboy fan out here that will be walking around flexing if we went to 2 Super Bowls and lost it in the last 2 decades or what have you. Nah, we be like, damn, you know, hey man, we don't want that. We want to get there and win it, not to lose it. But some of them are already high on the sauce, because you can take literally the same argument that they said with even Carson Wentz, right? Oh man, he's so much. See, none of them. See, I don't see a single person. I don't see a single person from the Eagles community now talking about Carson Wentz better than Dak. But that was the theme from 2017, 18, 19, and even pieces of 2020. Carson Wentz better than Dak. And now I'm seeing the same Eagle fans who ripped off the Wentz jersey because they hated Hurts originally, and now they put on the Hurts jersey saying, hey, Hurts is better than Dak. And all I'm saying is, yeah, if you want to say he's better than Dak, he had a better 2022 season than Dak Prescott, but not total body of work. And there will be still people that will go back and forward and say, hey, man, they went to the Super Bowl, or they went to the Super Bowl. You can't say that. Rex Grossman went to the Super Bowl, but I'm not going to put him above Tony Romo. So what I'm saying is keep updating that resume. Now teams have an insight of what you guys like to do on offense, and now it's finna be counter. It's finna be chess, not checkers. Yet the element of surprise is gone. And everybody will be ready and geared up to play against the Eagles for the 2023 season. Now, I would give the Eagles this right here. If, and that's the operative word, Jalen Hurts put up the same numbers again, back to back, then I'll start saying, yeah, man, that dude, hey, let's start moving him up. But 1 year of total body of resume is still not enough, ladies and gentlemen. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not talking down on the dude. I'm not beating the dude up. Shout out to Jalen Hurts and all what he did, and especially going to the Super Bowl and losing, because that was a good treat for us. There's not a Cowboy fan that's in this chat that didn't grin when we saw the final score. You know what I'm saying? Not a single Cowboy fan. We all was like, yeah, baby. You know, we start pulling up relics and stuff like that about the Chiefs when they were once here in Dallas. But like anyone else, people will say, do it again. Can you have another season? Can you stack good seasons on top of each other? Let me get Pastor Taff in here, man, from the 404. You live.
What's going on, Law?
No, man, all is well, man. I can't complain, Chief. Talk to me.
Man, you up here preach about these Eagles, man. I need to take some of that for my sermon.
No doubt.
You preaching that James, man, that James, you know, the brother Jesus talked about, you know, we need to be thankful for today and not keep looking forward to tomorrow, man, because
True.
we know it's definitely not promised.
Definitely.
And
not.
live every day as it is, man. But no, I was, you know, just along those lines, just thinking about everything that is that people have been saying. And it just takes so much to even get to the Super Bowl and win it. And every season is different. And I know we like to, you know, speculate, you know, and give our reasonable propositions based upon what we know. But the truth is, man, health is a huge part. Strength of schedule is a huge part. And Philadelphia has something coming to them because now they play the first-place schedule.
True.
They weren't playing that first-place schedule last year. Now they got it this year. And the entire NFC East, you know, we got to play the AFC East, man. So we're going to have some tough games. And so, you know, and they lost 8 players and both coordinators.
True.
I mean, that stuff is just not replaceable. So I'll let them pontificate all they want to. But as far as the Cowboys are concerned, I was really encouraged by the interview that Jalen Tolbert did with, you know, Boss Cowboy.
Yeah.
And also not with Boss, with Landlord West Coast. And Boss did a recap last night that was just powerful, man. I'm just thinking about things and hearing Jalen Tolbert speak, you can already hear the influence of Mike McCarthy on the culture that I think is going to be very, very beneficial for the Cowboys this year. Because it was the situational football that got us in trouble last year. It wasn't talent. We had talent. You know, it was the situational football of not understanding clock management, not understanding how to close out games. You know, the Green Bay game, the Jacksonville game, those 2 games, we would have been a number 1 seed. And those were games that we were up winning. So I'm just hoping that our professionalism and situational management will change now with Mike McCarthy calling plays offensively, because it wasn't a defensive issue, it was more of an offensive issue. And so but we'll see how it goes, man, but I am excited about the year.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Complimentary football should be here now, and we should do things to complement each other. Run to open up the pass, and then also run to help the defense get a good spell with precise decisions on the reason why you run. Not just, hey, we are in shotgun and empty, and we want these type of things to happen. No. You want to run with a purpose.
Yeah, and then not telegraph
offense, man, because I could always tell. I didn't understand it with Kellen Moore. Every time we were backed up in the 20 on first down, he's doing play action and throwing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like every single time you kind of, it's like almost I could call some of the plays, and I know if I'm doing that,
Right.
just spectating, I'm sure that that the coaches and the professionals have picked up on those tendencies, man. We got to be more not as deliberate with certain things, disguise some stuff, but you're right, complement and mix it up. You know, let's get some crossing routes, let's get some slants, let's get our receivers in the open field. We got playmakers, man. Start running these comeback routes, man.
Yeah.
Let's cross them across the field and get them moving. So I'm definitely excited with Cooks and Tolbert, and CD, and looking to see what they're going to do offensively, because I think the defense is going to be our bell cow for the team, or be the foundation rather for the team, because we set on that side, and I'm looking forward to see what this rookie class, these undrafted free agents too. I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do when they come out of training camp.
No doubt.
I think we got some gems. We got some gems in there, man. Just wanted to give you a shout too, man. Congratulations, man, on 100K, man. You
appreciate it.
I came to content creation because of you, seeing you, man. Start following you and got introduced to a whole nother world, and I'm glad about it, man. So, man, peace and blessings to you, man. Keep pushing, brother.
Likewise, man, and I thank you for all that you do, man. You have a good day and a better tomorrow. Salute.
You too, man.
No doubt. That's Pastor T, man. Cowboy Nation. Hey, we rolling over here. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I always try to leave you guys with some information, man, whether it be inspiring or whether it be that you disagree and you start pulling up your own information, then try to present it back over to us. So, hey, that's just what it is. And I love to see people from all walks of football, right? I've seen some Eagles fans in here. I know we got silent watchers as far as lurkers from Washington community and Giants communities and some other people from within. I had a conversation last night and someone was saying, man, I watch all of your content. I just don't comment, man. I watch it all, you know what I'm saying? But if you're watching, do me a huge favor. I don't beg a lot, but I'm asking for you to hit that like, and sharing is caring. So if you guys can do that, that will be a plus. That help the nation grind and grow to unbelievable measures. We got some unbelievable things that's going to open up for the 2023 season that we've been working on. I'm talking about big stuff, but it's only due to because of you guys, right? And I really appreciate that. So this was a long press conversation of OTAs and things like that. Be mindful that pictures will be circulating and we'll be talking about what happened throughout the day, and there will be some more and more content. I think that me and West Coast, we should be going live around 3 o'clock his time, so that's 5 o'clock my time. So around 5 o'clock ish, we'll be going live, and then also with JC Network, we will be doing another live with them tonight. So you guys be sure to turn your notifications on, help the algorithm out, and especially if you're on the Facebook group, help a brother out sharing. Shout out to you, Verdi. Shout out to you, Sadiq. Charles, appreciate you. Elena, appreciate you. Cowboys, Mac, appreciate you. Me and Tony Mac, speaking of Mac, we've been working on a project together, so we will be presenting more and more content on his side too. Let me see if I can find that over here, but y'all bear with me. This is Aisha Morris. Oh, she got pictures and stuff out there. Let me see what she got going on before I show you Tony Mac stuff. Yeah. So she got this over here. So she's right there at the Star of Frisco, getting it out of the mud here, showcasing some of the pictures there. I'm quite sure that they can do pictures and no video there, so it won't be any videos. But if you guys seen Tony Mac, he's been working with my guy Gilly. He's been working with also Brandon Cooks as well as Parsons, and they're working on a lot of things to get their hand-eye coordination together. I heard some people say, hey, that's the only way the Cowboys get a ring when they're in a boxing ring. I feel you on that. But, hey, y'all keep toying around with my boys, man. And once again, shout out to the interview with Jalen Tolbert, my guy West Coast, Landlord, and HTM. Those boys slam dunked it with that particular interview. And shout out to Jalen, man. Hopefully he will turn the corner around for the good ways for us. And he's been working out tremendously to get right back into goodness and graces with us, Cowboy Nation. So with all of that being said, it's not the size of the man, but it's the size of the heart that matters. Appreciate my team over there of repurposing that. Cowboy Nation, in departing, let me make sure that I read all of the super chats. If you super chatted, let me know. If I didn't get to you, charge it to my head, not my heart. Gonzalez says Lamb put Slay in the blender last season for $2. Appreciate you for that support there. We also have, and he's right, Eagles fans, do y'all want to contest against that? Glenn Caper says West Coast offense concepts should allow us to dictate more on offense. Yeah, Glenn, you're right about that. And those were it. Appreciate everybody, man, for your support. Love y'all. Let's continue to grind and shine. Let's get on up out of here. Be sure to sharing is caring. But on your way out, understand these type of things. If I offended anyone, charge it to my head, not my heart. And if you have any mental issues, this is Mental Health Awareness Month, I believe. We want you guys to be good. We want you guys to understand that you are not going through life by yourself. There are many other people going through some of the similar issues, some of the similar pains, trials and tribulations. I think I'm mentally challenged over here, believe it or not. But man, we know how to craft it into going into the right directions. We're focused in. You see, the haters would say, hey, Cowboy fans are delusional. Well, we for dog sure fanatical. And fanatical and being a fanatic and delusion, no, it's not that far from each other. It's not from the definition of state. But what state of mind are you guys in? Because I'm in the state of mind of the silver and blue. To the day I die, we gonna stay true, huh? Ain't that right? But if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad, that you don't get tired of it and it makes you all hold everything tawdry and cheap. If life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it, and lose all terror of your mind. Woo! If you will simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold poverty or famish or fame or sickness of your body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty, oh my goodness, you will get it. You see, the Creator wants you to be blind, crippled, and crazy. Write that down. Blind enough to walk by faith, crippled enough to lean on Him, and crazy enough to know that He will make a way out of no way. Let that sink in. So are you blind, crippled, and crazy? Things will work His way out. Things will happen. Just assured, if you have the good faith, if you have the good fight, and if you can finish, woo! Boy, y'all ain't gonna like me here today, but I'm telling you the truth. And the truth shall set you free. But it's all about your mentality and your mindset. And if you can get it, you will focus on it. And even when you fall, and let me shout out to my guy Les Brown, try to lay it on your back Because if you can look up, baby, you can get up. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.
Damn.
Let's go. Yeah.
Give me my theme music.
Give it to me. Hey. Roll those credits.
I just wanna run it up.
Yes, indeed. It'll piss you off first, though. Choctaw says, truth will set you free, but it will still piss you off. Yes, indeed. I want to know who my daddy is. And then you find out who your daddy is. Oh, man. The whole time my uncle was my daddy. Oh, no. That's how it be sometimes. It'll make you mad. The mailman was my daddy? What? Mama, I didn't know. I always wonder why that mailman looked like me.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now.
Hey.
I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with Jay, yeah, I'm with Chuck now. Still the same, now switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me.
Hey,
I mix Nike with
shout out to you, Patrice. I'll make sure my lady go grab that from the office there. Appreciate you. So you said it was sent. Thank you so much. Charge it to the game, baby. Appreciate you. Shout out to Patrice. She got me a hat coming in the mail. I feel blessed. I was watching one of those Tyler Perry movies. I think it was Bow Wow or it could have been Chris Brown. The auntie was the mama. It was all crazy. Oh, no. It was the sister was the mama. You know, it was crazy. Bow Wow. I think of Bow Wow. Y'all know the name of that movie. The truth hurt him really bad. He thought that was his sister, and it ended up being his mama. That Tyler Perry be making some crazy movies. In honor. In honor. In honor of. The Eagles fans that's here, in honor of the Eagles fans that's here. I got some important news that I just heard. I just heard it.
Lately, I just wanna
I talked up, I thought we had it, but it goes to show you who's the better team. And I'm sticking Cowboys.
Breaking news.
I love my Eagles. I don't believe it.
Y'all let me know that this getting old right here.
Let's go Birds, fly, Eagles fly, still Super Bowl champs, but now.
Hey man, every time, man. And look, every time I see a little gray hair in my head, you know what I'm saying, or in my beard, I play that and I laugh, and it just goes away. It makes me younger, man. Can you flap the hat one more time? Can you clap the hat one more time? Hey, I promise y'all, man, if all of the Eagles fans leave my channel, they would want this plaque back. They would take the check mark, everything away from me, man. Hey, there's about 30,000 of them watching me, man. Oh my gosh, man. Let me find my outro music, man. Let's rock a little bit. Shout out to y'all though, man. I thank y'all for keeping it. Never get old, Trap. Oh my gosh, man. Technically, I'm the #1 Eagles content creator over here. They love me, man. Oh, we love y'all too, man. The miseries and the tears. Come on.
Take a drag of my cigarette.
Hey.
Breathe me out, breathe you in.
Come on, baby. Don't block them now, y'all. We still them boys. Yo. Give me some hearts, man. What we tell them, baby?
Don't let the street lights
hit you. Come on.
You know it's dangerous.
Shout out to you, Paul. Salute to you, Sadiq. Lisa.
Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I be your
player too? I'll follow.
Wherever you go, whatever you do,
I thought about for the future to stop it of playing these long outros. But show of hands that's in the chat if you guys want me to continue to do long outros. I think it's a good moment to settle down just a little bit, right? In the words of Jerry Jones. Rock it, huh? I follow. Don't stop it yet. We had over 3 million views last month doing this. We're gonna keep it going then. Come on.
what the truth? If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far.
But what I'm really thinking of, well, I'm gonna let him hit that last note before I tell y'all. Watch that last note.
So far, if a paper crane can fly, fly on.
Hit it, Tar.
Fly on, fly on, fly on.
Yeah, Betsy, appreciate you. You know what I'm thinking of? I got a guy that's gonna create an outro, like a compilation. That's how you say it. Compilations of like all of my content, you know, on the way out, and we just play that as a reel on the outro, right? That's gonna look good, you know. Play it as a reel on the outro, and I think my outro is about 4 or 5 minutes, you know. So it's gonna be a compilation of all of my videos on the outro while the song is going, you know, and we gonna have a good time, man, and
sacrifice.
It's gonna be
Don't
nice.
give up the fight.
I ain't gonna give up.
Everything
It's gonna be all right, baby.
alright on any given Sunday. Yeah, depend on you. If you win or lose, you know you got to pay some dues to live on Monday. Yeah.
No doubt. It's gonna be an outro fire. Compulations of Law Nation.
Be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and
Also,
but there's something in
check out Membership Swad. Check out the unboxing of Law Nation plaque. It should be released today. DC for life, not for short. One love. Let's get it. And shout out to my guy Koye. We supposed to release the video at 4 o'clock, something like that, around this time. And I can't wait for you guys to see it. Behind the scenes, Law. Let's get it.
because you don't know who you're going to meet.
Law Nation over to the JC Lounge for Takeover Thursday. We're going to be talking about the NFL Draft Breakdown, so you don't want to miss it, y'all. Hey, y'all, happy Thursday. You already know what time it is. We about to take Law Nation over to the JC Lounge for Takeover Thursday. We're going to be talking about the NFL Draft Breakdown, so you don't want to miss it, y'all.
Check it out.
Hey, y'all, happy...
Check it out. We'll be there today. Y'all be sure to check it out. JC Lounge. JC Cowboys. Let's get it. Let's go. Can you clap the hat one more time? Let's go. R.I.P. to Tina Turner. Get it.
You have to be your biggest fan. And
If you don't like Law Nation,
they're really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that, because you don't know who you're going